Welcome back, guys. We just got the Ordon Pumpkin and have returned to the kitchen on our way to go speak with Yeta. Now you can go say hi to her right now if you like, but she'll just apologize to you and tell you to come give the pumpkin to Yeta as she thinks about where the key could possibly be. Now as you talk to him, he'll sniff you out and realize that you have the pumpkin, so he will have this humorous scene where he smacks you down and steals the pumpkin from you and adds it to the soup. But he'll offer for you to have a taste, so you can go ahead and do that if you want. You can go ahead and climb up on top of the crates here and take a gander at it. So I still have some simple soup in my bottle, which restores 2 hearts, so I'm going to use my now empty bottle to get some of the pretty good soup, and it smells like pumpkins, yay! So now it restores up to 4 hearts, so if you're not seeing the trend already, we're probably going to be continually making this soup better as the dungeon progresses. With that, you want to go ahead and hop on down and return to the comfortable living space where Yeta is hanging out by the fire. So if you can chat with her and she'll, be assured that, the key was where you were going to find it, but then she'll be all upset that it was actually a pumpkin instead. So she's a little embarrassed, and after a moment of thinking, she'll then mark your map once again and unlock another door so that we can continue on. So this is a familiar process, huh? She's not too good at this, is she? Well, unfortunately, that's as unfortunate as that is. Well, let's try again, shall we? Head on through the door and emerge out into the courtyard. But this time we're on the opposite side as we were before. You want to, once again, there's some more white wolf holes through here, but I just recommend you ignore them and just run over to the opposite side and climb on through this window. Now in this little area, I have no clue what purpose this little room serves. I mean, it's empty, and it's got a window here. It's also the only way to get over into this whole side of the dungeon, so why is the only way to get it over here through a window? That doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, as soon as you enter this room, you'll see a short cinema showing off the room, and there's a cannon on the far side, which we'll obviously have to do something with here in a moment. There's lots of icy barriers and stuff which will freeze you if you touch them. There's also tons of mini Freezards. Just work your way steadily through this room, killing the mini Freezards as you go. Once you've defeated the first 2, you'll see that there's like an iron ball here on the ground, and it's pretty obvious, but this will come into play here in just a moment. First you want to kill all the enemies, so just continually working your way through this zigzagging room, killing the mini Freezards as you go. You just take it really slow and you should be just fine. Once again, just don't move very quickly and just kill them steadily. Now this little corridor up ahead is a little bit dangerous just because there's several of them right in a row, and they can, smack into each other and then, go off in all these weird little directions that you didn't really expect. Once you smack them, though, you'll be able to go all through here. You'll notice up ahead here's a little trick for you, though, too. There's, the ledge, they only stay on this lower platform, so they'll bounce off that little platform off to my left. So I'm going to actually get on top of this platform so I can kill this final one, because I don't want him to, bounce back and smack me. So here I'm waiting for him to get a little bit closer. Now he bounced back and forth, and he did not hit me. Once you have defeated them all, you want to run back and get the metal ball that, which is very obviously by now a cannonball. So alternatively, you could have, brought it with you, dropping it and then picking it back up again as you killed the mini Freezards and such. But either way, it doesn't really matter. The goal is just to bring the cannonball all the way over to that side of the room in the end. So either way, you can bring it over there. Once you have made it to the cannon, you want to stand on the back of the cannon. It has like a little platform there, and then you can stand on top of it, face towards the cannon, and press A to place the cannonball within it. Now you can check out the piece of paper, which has a very obvious cannon diagram on it, which is just right behind the cannon. And so you can see it's got a little picture of a cannonball shooting out of it. Now, fortunately for us, the only words that are left of this, remnant of this piece of paper that's all torn up and such, is just the exact words that we need to know in order to use the cannon. It almost forms a complete sentence and everything. All the, non-important words are missing, but all the necessary words that are just, you can't understand anything it says without those words. Those words are there. Isn't that convenient how that works out? You want to head back to the cannon, insert a bomb, and this will send the cannonball flying and breaking through the ice. This will reveal an area where there's a small chest. You want to open it to get even more bombs. And next, you want to go ahead and take the cannonball with you and return to the cannon and put it back inside. Then you want to turn the cannon, by grabbing the levers on either side so that it's facing to the south end of the room. With that, you want to go ahead and climb back up, place another bomb inside it, and then sit back and enjoy the simple little cinema as we uncover another door. Now this next room can be really treacherous, so just follow my instructions carefully. As soon as you enter, you want to go off to the left side where some ice keys will come out of the nearby window and up above. Remember that you can use your shield to deflect them, so if you're in an awkward place where you can't use your sword, let them hit your shield on purpose and then smack them with your sword. Alternatively, you can use the bow or the claw shot. Now up ahead you'll see some mini Freezards. I highly recommend you smack them first using your claw shot. With that you want to jump across to the next area, and then go forward and you'll slide across this icy path, and then do not move. Now be very careful and kill the ice key as it comes out the window. Now do not go forward, instead face off away from the icy path and jump across these little platforms. Go to your right and find a small chest that contains a red rupee, which is worth 20. With that, you want to continue working your way very carefully across the ledge over to the next area where you will find a large chest, which you can open to find the compass. So this will show you the locations of all the chests that we have yet to grab, as well as all the cannonballs that are found within this dungeon. We'll be using cannons repeatedly throughout this dungeon, so it's important to know the locations of the cannonballs. So if you are missing them or something, or you shoot them off in a weird direction, this way you can find them. So it's actually really nice. With that in hand, you want to go ahead and use the claw shot to get back to the first part of the room, and then you can go ahead and leave through the door. Now make note of the fact that there is a small chest in this room that now we can see on our minimap, but we can't actually get to it at the moment, so I will be returning here later to snag that, so just ignore that for now. You want to continue back to the courtyard and climb back through the window. Now you can see on our map that there's actually a chest here that is in the snow. We actually went right past it, so transform into your wolf form, and then use your senses in order to see this area. You'll see there's a speckly spot here. And so what it is it's actually like this circular area, and you actually have to dig at it a few times. And it helps if you're standing right in the middle of it. You can actually see it's kind of like an impression in the snow. It looks a little bit different than the rest of the snow nearby. Once you've dug it up significantly enough, it will reveal a small chest. So open it up to get a small key. Yay! With that, you want to use Midna to return back to your Hylian form, and then enter the nearby locked door. Now in here you'll find, as you can see on your minimap, there are several cannonballs. They appear as like red dots on your minimap. So once you are in here, you want to pull down on the nearby lever to make this mechanism thing flip, so that it's on this side kind of like a seesaw. You want to place one of the cannonballs within it, and then go out through the door. This puzzle seems kind of like a little bit redundant to me. Like, is it really necessary to use that contraption? Couldn't we just, like leave the door open and then take the cannonball out? I don't know, gaming technicalities, I suppose. Anyways, back outside, you want to go ahead and pull the lever again to get the cannonball on this side of the wall. You want to pick it up and work your way towards the cannon, which is in the center of the area. Unfortunately, partway there is some deeper snow which will make you walk slower. Now you may just want to actually just toss the cannonball onto the platform so that you can focus on the obnoxious white wolfos who are attacking you. And they, for some reason, when you're standing on this platform, the stone platform there, they actually don't attack you. They only attack you when you're in snow. So maybe they're like snow spirits or something? I don't know, in past Zelda titles they've seemed like, anyway, like they were just, wolves, like creatures, just like a lot of the other monsters in this game. Anyway, once you finally get the cannonball to the cannon, you want to go ahead and place a bomb within it, and then blow up the nearby ice chunk thing. Now after that, you can go ahead and turn the cannon the opposite direction if you want. You can either do that now or later, it doesn't really matter. At some point we will have to do that, so I'm just doing it now and getting it out of the way. After that's all taken care of, you want to go ahead and snag the goodies we've recovered in the small chest that you can see on your map to the south. It's even more bombs, just what I always wanted. Yay! You want to pick up the cannonball, which is now behind the small chest back here, and return to the cannon. You want to go ahead and place another bomb within it, and shoot it forward to defeat the giant enemy here that's called a Freezard, which I didn't really have time to mention before. These giant things are big and obnoxious, and they'll freeze you with frosty breath if you get too close and such. They're really a pain in the butt. There's only a couple things in the game that can defeat them, so you want to head on through the doorway right there, just avoiding all the mini Freezards and the wolfos along the way. So head on into the next doorway and join me for the next video where I will show you how to tackle the mini boss of this dungeon.